That is disgusting. But I remember when I was a kid, when I did not shake the ketchup bottle like my parents would tell me to, I unfortunately ate some of that, and it was the most disgusting thing in the world I've ever tasted. I used to do that. Once I was given my very first DS, which I got right here, the classic Nintendo DS that has a game Q cartridge slot right here, and even the DS slot. I used to purposely just like turn off the volume, make sure it's completely mute while just playing Pokemon on it, just so that way I could just capture some Pokemons and not, not fall asleep too early because I was like most kids. I didn't want to fall asleep too early, at least what was considered too early in my opinion.
It is time.
That is so true. I remember every single time my mom would just pick me up. If not my mom, then my dad would pick me up from like my cousin's place or a friend's house. Like the second we're very close to the house and there we make that one turn, my body and my eyes just all of a sudden automatically just wake up as if like it's a routine. And I don't understand it why, but I think that's just because our bodies have adapted based on like the motions that are happening while the car is turning and whatnot. I don't know, but I'm not gonna deny that this is without a doubt fact. I low-key think that staff in movie theaters low-key don't care about the fact that people bring in food. I think they actually know that people bring in food and they just don't care because as long as the staff doesn't get in trouble for allowing people to bring in food or snacks, whatever, to the theater, I think that they just mind their own business and just remind themselves that they have a couple hours until they get back home and then they get paid and do whatever they want. That's what I believe, but I could be wrong. Guilty as charged. I remember a couple incidents where I had the phone in my hand and I was panicking to the point that I had other people getting involved. And then next thing you know, I kid you not, they would point out that I had the phone in my hand and I would facepalm so goddamn hard of sheer embarrassment and stupidity.
I'm fine. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be just fine. I'm just gonna be just fine.
This is one of my biggest pet peeves. It's not the biggest pet peeve. My personal biggest pet peeve is when people interrupt in general, not just me, but interrupt others in general. But having somebody leave your door open that you deliberately left closed before even entering the room, it drives me insane because then I have to get out of my comfortable bed when I was very nice and comfortable, go ahead and go ahead and take the steps necessary to get to the door, close it, and then readjust myself so I can be comfortable once again. I hate that with a burning passion.
The giant horse conch weighs over 11 pounds.
The fucking what?
Morning. Today we are taking the final exam. I hope y'all use the study guide.
Yeah, study
guide. Because none of those questions are on this test. Now, the final is on 13 chapters of things we never went over in class. The final is not multiple choice. The final is 50 questions. I need 3-paragraph answers for each question, including a 30-page essay on the back. The final is worth 100% of all of your grades, meaning if you fail this final, you get an F in every class you're taking this semester and you get dropped from college. Any questions? Put your goddamn hand down. Now, everybody ready?
No, I think so.
Okay, you may begin the exam. Pencils down! Pencils down! Pencils down! That's it! That's it! That's it! It's over! It's done! Time's up! Pass the test! Full! Yo! Oh! Where are you going?
Bro, I had a professor like this back in my college when I was taking computer science as a major. I remember I was taking an IT course and I remember this professor gave us this 50 question, or it gave us this final exam review that had like 50 things that they thought that they told us to like look over in order for us to be prepared for the test. And then when it was time for the test, I kid you not, none of the things that were on the final exam review were in the final exam. And so guess how me and everybody in the class passed? We all literally got into a group chat because nobody knew what the answers were to questions. So we all literally got into a group chat and we were all typing up answers based off whatever somebody would look up on Google and whatnot. And that's how most of the people were able to pass the class. There were a few that unfortunately did not pass, but that was the only other way that we were able to pass the class because nothing in the final exam review was on the final exam in the first place. Oh my god, I remember when I was a kid, I had these hooks on my door, and we would put clothes on the hook so that way they could just hang there and I could just conveniently grab them before I start heading out. And I remember there were a few shirts or even a few jackets that I accidentally mistaken as demonic creatures or a shadowy figure when I was a kid, and that's what made it so hard for me to fall asleep, to the point that I told my parents, let's just take that thing down because I can't sleep in my room comfortably when my brain is constantly thinking about, oh, is that a shadowy figure, is that a demon, or whatever the hell it is.
Me 30 minutes into my shift.
I want to go home. Okay. I want a beer. I want an ice cream sandwich. I want to take a nap. And then I'm going to take I want to read a comic book. I want to watch Little House on the Prairie. I don't want a vodka.
Yeah, I mean, that's the harsh reality when it comes to working in the workforce with a company, especially if you're dealing with a toxic company, whether it be because the employer is toxic, the coworkers are toxic, whatever it is. This first 30 minutes will always be the most brutal, but then at some point when the longer you stay, the more of a habit you build and more of an immunity you build. Does it suck in the beginning? Yes, but keep in mind, guys, it's only gonna hurt at least for like the first couple of months until you just get used to it, and then you just go back home and just do whatever you want to make yourself happy.